Hey everyone, welcome to another segment of Oh, and Another Thing. Oats is the bonus content that we put out for everyone to listen to. We talk about an eclectic mix of this, that's, and the others that comes up in our head. Either it's pre-podcast or post-podcast. It's basically the stuff that pops in your head while you're sitting on the toilet. Feel free to listen to any of these as bonus content. It might be some stuff that we did talk about in a previous podcast, but we wanted to give it its own little slice of time to get a little bit more in depth with it. Well, here we go. Sit back and relax as usual and enjoy. Oh, and another thing. Oh my gosh. So you all are probably sitting there going, what the hell? We haven't heard an oats drop. What the fuck is going on? And
He really doing it. He really doing it.
I
really thought
it is
he was dead.
we're at the point of a relationship where it's
He
like
like to hear himself talk.
it's not you, it's
There's
me.
no way he can be gone this long.
And not that
here he is.
Not that we're breaking up, I just feel like
Oh Jesus.
lately it's been a realization of our relationship, what type of relationship, and how
Well, it sounds like he
we can do it to remain healthy with each other. And so it's been like a nice little reflection tour. I don't know. I don't know if the word is nice. A real reflection tour going on.
A tour
for me, personally, and then also as it relates to the Dinosaur and the Dude, Oats, and all.
Yeah, me is personal.
All the things associated with it.
Okay.
But before we get started in this segment, just wanted to make sure we gave some love to those that are allowing us to continue doing the best content we can for you all. Okay, so if you haven't already, go to our website, of course, TheDinosaur&TheDude.com, and you'll see on the front page we've got some great affiliates that we're a part of. If you want to see the most, if you want to see the list, all the goods, okay, you go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com/links and sponsors. There, you're going to find all of what we got. We're opening our coat and flashing all the goods to you to make sure that you have the best opportunities to get the best things. So when you go there, you're going to see the book. I mean, if you haven't checked out the book, you don't know what you're missing. You got a special code that you can use if you go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com/links and sponsors. That's links dash and dash sponsors, because we thought we were cool when we were putting the dashes in, but whatever. Any case, go there. You got a link that's going to give you a nice little handy code to use. Also, let us grow. I don't even know what to tell you about that. It's so amazing. It's a standing garden. You can grow fruits, vegetables, herbs right there, indoor, outdoor. It comes with an app to make it even easier for you to grow. You can get your seedlings from them. It is phenomenal. The dinosaur has one. She is in love. She probably sleeps next to it. Got Wonder Hoodie. You can check them out if you need some protection wear, and got Burna if you need some protection, some self-defense stuff. You can definitely get what you need from those two if you're needing things that have some wits about you in dicey situations. Also, in dicey situations, you might need a Go Girl, and it's a urination device. And at first, you're like, "What the fuck?" But sometimes you need one of those. And if you go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com, our links and sponsors page, you're going to get the chance to use our code and get 25% off your entire purchase. Yeah. In addition, you can get I'm reading that wrong. 50 or 72% off on NordVPN products and Nord security products, alternate energy with Blue Eddy, and lion energy, and then also some good learning tools and abilities to do, some self betterment with 7 days free from Headspace and 7 days free from Pimsleur. Fantastic. We can't do anything but encourage you to go check them out. We love them. We wouldn't have them on our website or talk about them if we didn't love them or have them ourselves. So we're definitely wanting to make sure you get yours too. So you can go to thedinosaur&TheDude.com/links and sponsors, or you can go over there onto the main page, see them on the main page, or you can go over to uh, the more section on the website, and there it is, links and sponsors under the shop. You got so many ways to get these amazing things. So you're only doing, harm to yourself. You're just doing a disservice to yourself. You really need to love yourself better. We say that all the time. Love yourself as much as possible by going to thedinosaur&TheDude.com. Thanks, everybody. Okay,
Okay, that was
now
nice and considerate,
let's
but
let's, let's get
let's see what
back,
else he got to say, cause it's just,
refocus,
yeah, okay,
and get the goods
okay.
from this
None of this
segment
is
too.
making any damn sense. I can't
So
believe he's still
that's the
alive.
title for
He is
this one
really still
is they don't
alive.
have the focus or whatever. It's not really like a title, like it's a fucking book or something. But the focus
Well,
of this one is the
he's
future,
saying the
and it
future.
um it started off where I was driving around, and that's usually when I
Okay,
come up with some of the most
okay,
amazing. They're ooh, this is
amazing.
so good. People are gonna want to hear a
All that
segment or a topic during the
debatable.
Dinosaur the Dude about this. This is so hilarious and awesome. And usually I'm coming up with those when I'm driving
Okay,
or dropping a shit. Those are the two moments of magic
he had
for
to tell us
me.
the two.
But
Okay, sure, not drunk.
you know
Drunk's
how
fine.
I don't know if it was for you, but for me, it
Uh
was
huh.
like the future
Okay.
was a big thing coming up. It was like, oh man, in the future we're gonna be able to do this. In the future we're gonna
Yeah.
be able to do that.
Yeah.
You ever realize like how much of that shit like didn't happen, and then how much of that shit did happen,
Never thought of
but
it.
um, either in a different way, and looking back like, oh shit, we are experiencing that,
Okay.
um, or it
Or
happened, but in a slightly different way than what we were expecting, or how it was presented to us, because we're expecting the future in ways it's presented to us, like flying
he's
cars.
drunk.
We should have had that by now. That was so
No,
promoted.
no, we don't
Um,
need flying cars. No,
Originally, it
no.
was like flying cars and roads are going to be gone. It's going to be like these little fucking tubes or some shit. And,
Okay.
and, and or it's still going to be highways, but it's going to be highways that are sort of like a guide. And it's going to look
Mm-hmm.
confusing. It's going to look like it's
Mm-hmm.
a mix mash of all kinds of shit, like a really weird roller coaster. But it's going to make tons of sense in the future.
Okay.
It's going to make a fuckload of sense. Don't worry about it.
If
We're
you
going to be able to
only.
communicate telepathically,
Oh,
and we're
okay.
going to be able to send shit
Sound like you're tripping
on
on acid.
computers. And in early depictions, computers look real weird. It was just like these rounded
Uh-huh.
edge squares,
Yeah.
like they were almost going to be a circle, and then they just fucking gave up. And
What?
then it was a screen, always a screen. It was a
Okay.
screen there, but no knobs, and
Yeah.
it was like maybe
Mm.
one antenna, just to give that little, like some of the things in the early depictions.
He got to be on
And they
acid.
were always paintings and drawings. Somebody was always drawing the future. They were, like in the
Okay.
early ones of it, there was always this shit that was kind of sort of like a bridge.
Yeah.
It was like bridge technology. Like,
Oh,
there was
okay.
it was shit that you
Now,
easily could ask a question, why do we have that? If we have this, if this, then why that, right? But I think
okay.
that it was like a bridge so that people to make that connection of something being
Yeah.
more evolved or better or
Oh,
more the
okay.
future. So like the TVs would be
Oh,
kind of
okay.
sort of look like TVs,
I wish I could make a connection
but
now.
they were smaller or they were more elevated or they were like on a platform of some sort. And they had one antenna, but they had the antenna with the circles. that went around it as well. But
Okay.
instead of two, like a rabbit ear kind of thing, or a cable going to it at the
Uh-huh.
back, or some sort
Yeah.
of receiver of some sort, it was just one
Okay.
antenna just sticking out the top of the unit, and
Uh,
it's like, oh, okay, yeah,
okay.
that's the antenna. Makes sense because that's what you were used to. It's like, oh yeah, because
Oh, that's
otherwise it would be too much future, too much future. Like
too
if you
much
had a TV,
future.
it was no antenna. It was like, hey, I don't think that's gonna. How is that gonna work? It has no antenna, so they would just do those like things. But if you thought about it,
In the
like, well,
future,
if you got flying
what are you
cars, what the
rapping?
fuck do you need antennas?
This
You
future
know?
sucks.
So it was stuff like that.
No, it
But
sucks.
when you
I don't
started
want it.
looking at the
Uh,
future,
no,
some of that shit just didn't pop off. Like flying cars, we still don't have this shit.
because it sounds
But at the
dumb.
same time, it'd be super dangerous if we had flying cars the way it was
Spe-
depicted in those future drawings. It's like, okay,
Especially if
you
you
know what?
driving.
I don't think we're ready for flying cars.
If you driving, it is dumb.
We're not.
Yeah,
We're just not ready. We're barely ready for self-driving.
barely.
But
I mean, but
some damn flying cars? Oh
yeah,
no, no,
nah,
no.
he is drunk or high. I'm still
DUI
debating.
in a flying car? No. Or a flying car that just takes you to the wrong, flies you off to the wrong place or some shit like that? No, we're not
Right?
ready for that shit. We're not ready for
Okay,
that.
you covered
But
that.
it's like you had had shows, you can look at it on Cartoon Network, or you could look at like on some other channel
Entertainment.
that shows old cartoons. But the Jetsons used to be one where it's just like, oh man, the Jetsons.
Oh, he
Oh,
reaching.
everybody lives in these towers above whatever the fuck. Like, what
Yeah,
what are these towers hooked up to? Don't know.
yeah.
But
Nobody
whatever
know.
the fuck, the
Okay.
towers are there, and you
Yeah,
use your car to fly up
yeah,
to the
yeah.
flying car to fly up to your flying dock that's on
Just
the
fly
side of
up
your
to.
house. You just
Yeah,
have a docking station on the side of your house. But
yeah.
you couldn't escape the man. The boss was still there, popping up on the screens in your
Oh, the
house,
man. He
yelling
brings up
at you.
a 60s time.
Um,
The man.
Everything, like I had a robot made, and your kids
Yeah,
would fly around with jetpacks and shit. It
right.
was amazing. I
Oh,
mean, you're like, oh
oh,
wow, you could send stuff and do things. And everybody had a conveyor belt in your house.
sounds.
Food would just boop pop up, and it's
Uh-uh.
piping fucking hot. It's just
And they
amazing,
was,
super delicious.
I bet that
And,
food
and you had
nasty.
nobody was afraid of shit, robot, whatever,
Nasty
fuck.
ass
No, none
instant
of that's
food.
taking over the world.
What else?
Like it's all contained in our little tower house. So the future was amazing, but it
No, it
was
wasn't.
always depicted in a way that never
It's
made sense because it never really applied humans to the future.
you don't
It's
make
like if
sense
you
because
really
it
think about
wasn't.
it, all that shit was super scary because it never really applied humans to it because humans will fuck shit up.
Like right
And
now.
so you could see like humans here and there, but it was never like some real densely populated humanity at all. It was
Okay.
always a
Your
few
point.
people.
Oh, okay. Your piece. A
It was
few
always a
people.
few people,
Few
and then the
people. That
factories are
last
full of
portion
robots and
helped
shit like
us.
that. But it was always like a few people made it to the future. Only a
Right.
few people did.
Few.
Even the drawings is like it was just enough people
That
to make
that
a neighborhood, but only a few people outside.
that's true. It wasn't populated.
God, what's the name of that movie? It's a movie.
It wasn't populated at all.
Hoots is in it, and
Hoots. Hoots is
it's
in it. I
like
love her. I
there's
love her.
nobody around. Just a few. There's like it's a huge community, but there's nobody around. God
Emma
damn
Jane
it, what's the name of
Boots.
that movie? It'll come to me later.
Yeah, Emma Jane
But
Boots.
the future is always a thing where you're looking at it and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to be able to do that. And then eventually you get to that point because they always make
Right.
the mistake of saying in the year 2030 we're
Yeah.
going to be colonizing our fifth planet. And like, oh, okay, we haven't done shit.
What the fuck?
2030 is coming up real quick. I don't know how the fuck we're gonna do this shit.
We ain't
Or you
doing
look
it.
at certain movies that are,
We ain't doing
in
it.
the future, but they're talking about shit that's all time that's already passed. Like, oh, okay, well, we really missed the
Okay.
mark because this one is saying in 2015,
Right. We ain't doing it though.
we're doing amazing shit in this movie.
Oh,
2015, this shit's okay. We're 10 years removed from that motherfucker.
I
Somebody fell
mean,
asleep. Somebody fell asleep. We should have been there by now.
I mean,
But
is it necessary though?
I
No.
wonder, like, how much of that has happened. We just haven't gotten a taste of it yet. Like,
Oh shit.
there's always a conspiracy theory that
Yeah.
there's a
Oh,
group that experiences technology,
here we
20,
go.
30 years more advanced than we do.
Yeah. Here we
Um,
go. Here we go.
and they sort of like regulate like how much is released to the commoners, so to speak.
This is why I thought he was
I
dead.
don't know how much of that
When he say shit like
actually
this, I thought he disappeared.
is out there, how much of that actually exists.
Disappeared in
But
some folks.
it's interesting that there's always this notion of the future, and there's never no appreciation of today. There's always this looking
Mm,
out for,
mm,
hey,
no, no,
what
no.
what what will it be like? And give me a time period of when that will be, of what it will be that you're about to show us. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait for us to get there.
He's the worst
What
psychic.
year is this? Okay, 2050. Cool.
Okay. All
Why,
right.
why are we still combustible? We're still okay. We're still combustible engines, but it's cleaner. Okay, it's
That
cleaner.
matters.
Baby
Cleaner
steps. Sure,
matters.
it's cleaner, but it's
Mm-hmm.
the same shit. But
Mm-hmm.
it's cleaner. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what the definition of cleaner is, but sure.
He
I
gonna come up with something crazy to say.
I feel like that people are afraid of the future, and that's why the future
Okay.
really won't ever hit on
Okay.
as much as we would like it to.
Really?
I feel like people,
What?
like say for instance, people are afraid of AI, so there
Okay.
really will never be a full-fledged rosy kind of thing.
I mean,
Um, in
do we need it?
in homes, when you've got people that are just afraid of, like people are afraid of a Roomba, you know? So
Yeah.
what the fuck are you talking about? A
You
robot
said,
that's going around your house and cooking food for you? Oh, it's gonna cook my meals. I'm gonna trust that shit.
she
Like
be
no, that's
telling
the
them.
mentality that people have, but that's the self-governing aspect that keeps you from the future. You know, we
Oh, he
like
getting
no
deep
one's
again.
really emphasizing, in order for us to really reach this future that
You gotta
we're
stop going so
aspiring
deep.
to obtain, we have to have some discipline about ourselves. The future really isn't going to pop up and we're still fucking doing selfies and TikTok dances. It's really not going to come about
We
in a
might.
way that you'll experience it that way. Like these are the people that won't be experiencing the future. They will be a part of it. They'll be the chattel for the future, but they won't be um,
Okay.
the recipients of the future. They won't be the movers and shakers of the future. They won't be the innovators of the future. And that's just the blunt
Oh,
um,
they not.
fact.
They not
This is a
included.
blunt fact. I feel that that's the part that people are missing. That there are these intentions, there are these visions of the
Yeah.
future, but not everybody's going to realize that
What?
that that future that they're shown.
Okay.
So
I.
what do we do with that?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
fucking know. I mean,
I
how do
don't
we all
know.
come together and make it possible for the future to be something that we um,
I don't
can
know.
obtain and can
This.
see
I don't know.
and can appreciate and can all um,
This your story. I don't know.
benefit from?
Okay.
That's a hard ask, I think, because
Oh.
there's people
Okay. Now
that
it's hard.
I would love to see that.
It's
I'll
hard.
just speak for myself. I
Okay.
won't say there's people this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
I would love to see us in
Yeah.
space
Yeah.
and fucking
Please speak for yourself.
flying around and
Right.
even meeting up with other beings in space. But
Okay. I don't know. Some of them look
there's
bad.
some hard leaps we'd have to do in order to achieve that. And I really just don't
Yeah.
see
Spaceship people.
that
They no.
happening with the mentality that
Mm-mm.
exists right now.
Mm-mm. Mars attack.
Future wise,
I mean, what?
what can we do to just start? I mean, we got to start being about the future. We got to start being about and
I
really
guess.
defining what that is.
I
And we can't
guess.
define the future based on
I guess
what we
so.
know of now.
I
Does that make
mean,
sense? Like
no. No, it doesn't really.
we can't really say the future is cleaner energy. No, the future is like another energy source. We have to
The future
we
is
can't really keep using the same energy and just sort of like tweaking it to make it
the future is me dropping this shit.
a better of the same. Like you just You just can't. And here's a boiled egg. Oh, okay, cool. Here's a boiled egg with salt on it. Ooh, this is so much. This is the future.
His
Wow,
analogies still
salt?
suck.
No, it's still the same shit. It's just with
His analogies
a
still
little
suck.
extra fucking seasoning on it or whatever.
You would think.
We have to start branching out and really pushing into
You would think it'd been better,
areas that
but no.
scare us. And because that's the only way we're going to discover. That's the only way we're going to innovate. That's the only way we're going to really
I mean, it makes sense what he's saying.
get beyond where we are. Do
Okay.
we do it
No.
often? Yeah,
No. We
we
don't
do it
do it.
often, but we do it in things that we end up finding as a benefit. Like emails would have been like, what the fuck? Sending emails? Like that's amazing pushes in technology and whatnot, but we could be so much more future than that.
I mean,
Now,
yeah, he right. He right.
in this future, could it's going to be one of those things like you see right now, the Graham Hancock and other people. They're looking, people from the future, 4,000 years from now, will be looking back and say, look, okay, so these people, they used to go to what they call a post office. They over enunciate things. A post office. That's what we've learned from their language. What is a
What?
post office? Okay.
Oh
So
my
they
God.
would get what their correspondence, like if I was one
Whoever giving him the
to
drugs?
respond to something that you're
What?
saying to me, I
Y'all need
would write it down
y'all need to dial
on
it down.
paper
Dial the drugs down.
and then I would fold that paper and put it in another paper
Hmm.
container. It's called an envelope, and
Okay.
then I would take that to the post office and write down your location, and then the post office would have a person that would get my envelope and send it to your location, and then you would go to what you call outside of your where you live, and it's called a mailbox,
Okay.
and that's where your mail goes in. It's another container that holds your paper containers that holds your responses, your correspondence back and forth with people, and they did this all the time. And there was an industry about it, and they even charged with a
Oh,
system called stamps.
he is really trying to make this work.
And that charge would go up over
Yeah.
the years. They call that going up. They call that inflation, and that
Oh,
inflation um, applied to everything from what they ate. Yeah, they had to pay for what they ate. Yeah, they ate things. They consumed it with their mouths. It's it's crazy when you get into this level of primitive existence. It's just insane. You think about it, like they used their mouths.
yeah.
They had mouths for chewing and eating. They didn't use mouths the way we do now. It's
Oh,
crazy.
this is a weird
Like
story.
that would be the breakdown. That I remember in school we would have exercises like that. Like how do you interpret? How do you
Okay.
feel like somebody in the future would interpret
What
what you
the
have now
fuck?
that you consider to be so advanced and or mundane? Like we would role play out discovering the penny and shit like that. It was just like an amazing thought process because you have to think about yourselves being, okay, I am so far advanced. How would I see this as mundane, primitive? Not even mundane. It's just primitive. It's just so far of a so far less of a way of beneath you of a way of thinking, doing, and applying yourself that how would you discuss that? So yeah, I think that was just an interesting thing to bring up. So I thought I'd bring it up to you all and have a little discussion, little hey, what's going on, and catch up and just let you all know what I'm thinking. The other thing with the future is, the dinosaur and I talked about it in regards to what we're doing for everything, and really got to get on it. So some of the things you're going to be seeing in the future is changes that we're doing with our content and with our products. Merch specifically is going to be we're going to be reducing that because some of that stuff. honestly, you all don't care about. Um, and then and then also I think it's just so much merch. Kind of got merch happy. There's so much merch that we just sort of like, okay, let's just dwindle it down to some select products, some um, limited edition products, merch, limited edition um, types of things, and then that's what we do. Because if we just have like a store, then it's sort of like, okay, are we really? What are we? Are we a podcast? Are we merch shop? I mean, in a way, yeah. Can we be both? Yeah, you can be both. But you can't heavy hand one and then dilute, like diminish the other. So I didn't feel like maybe that's what we're doing. So we're going to change up some stuff because we really want the content in our podcast to be the thing that we're known for, not our hoodies. So that's the example. Like if we're a merch store, then we want to be known for our hoodies, and then the podcast is kind of like a secondary thing. But we started off reverse. It's a podcast, and we thought merch would be cool. But now we've got so much merch, it's like, oh, which one are we? And that goes along with a lot of other things that eventually just sort of the, the one thing is we don't want to diminish our content. So in the effort of elevating our content, elevating our possibilities of getting more interesting people than ourselves on episodes and segments like these, we have to elevate our game, so to speak, and our level of content for our podcasts and episodes and segments. And so that's the big focus. So we're going to be changing up some things in regards to merch, changing up some things in regards to the vehicles of what we use in order for you to get our content. Maybe reduce some of the streaming platforms. Not that we're doing anything extra for those streaming platforms. It's just that, okay, if they're really not benefiting us in some sort of way, why keep doing it? Like if if the streaming platform is not really something that is that other people are using, then we're only putting content out there for who? You know what I'm saying? It's just to be able to say you can get us on this platform that nobody uses. Um, and then that way it gives us a little bit more time to really focus on what relationship we want to have with the streaming platforms that we keep. YouTube is still an enigma in a way because we're a audio only podcast and our content is all audio only unless we do something fancy like with video clips and whatnot. But honestly, that's somewhat of a time suck. So finding the means of doing really good content so it's not cliche, so it's really our own is what we're growing into this season. I found, season one was just figuring out what the fuck are we going to do? How are we doing this? Can we? And so season two was kind of getting our legs together and standing for ourselves and brushing off all the sawdust from the shit, of making us the way we are, the brand that we are trying to be, and then really getting us up there. Season three is really like, okay, now we're going to do even more, push even more, and really refine ourselves than ever before. In order to do that, you got to cut some stuff, and that's if we're wanting to be season four, if we're looking into the future, if we're wanting to go that route to season four and beyond, we have to start doing that stuff. We have to start really being serious about what we're wanting to achieve. It's still going to be who we are, but it makes it like I was saying earlier, it makes no sense to do all those things and we're really not using them. It's like, what's the point? Come on, get serious with that. Like, okay, how many hoodies do we need? How many t-shirts do we need? Okay, fine. Let's just whittle it down to a select, limited few. Let's get serious about that. In that sense. And so from there, we're thinking bigger things can occur because we have more focus on those things to possibly happening. And that also means figuring out what the fuck. I mean, YouTube is an enigma, but Patreon seriously is one, because Patreon is like, we want to do this, but do we? We want to do that, but so we're probably going to start moving some content over to Patreon that you would normally have gotten just by listening to us. But some of the things that we're wanting to do, moving it over to Patreon, is kind of going to be a good thing, because it's really going to be content that you, very select, specific content that you want to hear, that you'll want to have membership to hear, as opposed to everything that you will get from us and the free balling and other topics that we would have on on our in our podcast episodes. But Patreon is going to be a little different. Might have more like this content, um, more specific glitchcrafting type content and the like. And you probably will get it. It might trickle over to the channels that you're hearing now, but it'll be a Patreon first kind of thing. So those are the thoughts. Rambling again. It wouldn't be a notes without me rambling. So again, thank you all for listening to this segment of Oh and Another Thing. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everyone out there listening to us. We've been checking out a lot of new listeners. Thanks so much. Really, really thank you so much. I think we mentioned it in a previous episode. I want to mention it again because things have been kind of what the hell lately. But Ukraine, really appreciate everybody in Ukraine listening to us. Don't know how you all are listening. Um, Honestly, why? But don't know why you're listening. But appreciate everybody in Ukraine listening. Let's just go through the countries, okay? United States, thank you. China, thank you. United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Ukraine, South Africa, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Chile, Russia, France, Germany, Norway, Argentina, Taiwan, India, Denmark, Switzerland, Finland. Thank you, thank you, thank yous, thank yous, and the thank yous, thank you, thank yous. Belgium, Malaysia, Hungary, Brazil, Ireland, Turkey, and Ethiopia is the latest. What the hell? I cannot believe it. Thank you all so much for listening to us, and wherever you're listening, whatever province, principality, state, city, wherever the hell you are, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. The Dinosaur and I, we can't say it in any other way than that. Well, we can, can't we? We can say it by giving you more amazing content, and that's what we plan on doing. So stay tuned, keep listening, keep supporting us with your ears, and if you want to click and get some merch, might as well. Hey, you better hurry up and get the merch, because some of this shit's going away. So if you want to get some of that merch, it's really going to be limited, because some of that stuff we're going to get rid of, and we're not going to produce it anymore. So if you want to get some merch right now, now's the time to do it, because some of that stuff is going to go away and we're not going to produce it anymore. So this is probably the only time you're going to have that available to get that. So yeah, now's the time. So get as much merch as you can, because we're going to whittle it down real soon. And when we do, it's going to be cleaner, better, more relatable merch. But some of the offshoot shit is going away. So if you wanna get some stuff like a flag, um, you might want to get it now. So yeah. Anyway, thanks everybody, and we'll talk to you later. And remember, always love yourself because we love you. And as the dinosaur always mentions, if you do happen to love yourself, make sure you love yourself hard with lotion if you're so inclined. All right, everyone. Thanks again. Check you all later, and bye. I can't find the. Okay, I can't find the fucking off this. Okay, how do I stop it? Oh, there's the button. Fuck. So not.